So we originally started with a lawn on this property, and there's plenty of examples around me that you can see of highly compacted soil structures with these monocultural crops on there. And we wanted to make it better. We wanted to make it biodiverse, self-reinforcing. We wanted to have the most nutritious food that we possibly could out of this forest garden. And after 3 short years of using cover crop systems and planting the right types of plant assemblies, as well as a bit of sheet mulching and some composting, this is what our forest floor is starting to look like now. So you can see that we're starting to get that crumb structure. There's worms and bugs in there. And it's absolutely amazing to see how quickly we're fast tracking the health of this soil. What we want to do to chop and drop is you can use a set of shears just like this one here, or even a rice knife. And we're just going to come in and selectively cut the plants that we don't want, and we're going to mulch them around the plants that we do want to try and open up the light for these plants that we do want. So this valerian right here is blocking a lot of the light for the strawberries. So what we do is we chop it, open up the canopy, and then I'm going to take this valerian and I'm actually going to chop it right down to the forest floor. Here we have a pear that was injured last winter, so we had to cut it back, so it's a little bit stunted, and we can see that this rhubarb is starting to shade it out, as well as this comfrey here, which is a really great green manure and a dynamic accumulator. So I'm going to chop these two plants down in order to open light up for the pear so that it can become that emergent layer. If we don't let the light into the plants that we want, they can get stunted, and they won't actually shoot to where we want them to be, which is a nice tall full tree. One of the interesting things about rhubarb, and it's really great to plant them right around trees, because they basically are water harvesting surfaces. All the water comes right down the center stem right here. So if you plant a rhubarb right by a tree, it's going to enhance the amount of water that tree gets to harvest. Now, different types of cover crops will do different things. For example, we can use anything from the leguminous family to fix nitrogen. Anything from the leguminous family is going to actually have nitrogen fixing nodules on the roots, and so that's going to build the soil fertility. We use the cover crop of buckwheat in the potato bed here on the front of the food forest, because that bioaccumulates phosphorus and potassium. So when we're choosing our cover crop, we're not just looking at a plant that can shade and provide mulch, but we're looking for crops that are actually going to help build nutrients in the soil, build soil carbon, structure the soil, decompact the soil, improve the biological activity within the whole space, and do it without having to import loads and loads of materials from elsewhere in the city. The more material that we can supply on the property, the better. And there's this great quote that I'll leave you with, which is that when the needs of a system are not met from within, we pay the price in energy and pollution. So what we're trying to do here is grow all of the components that we need for this food forest in this food forest.